Hi friends, it's Amber with Amber Michelle Fit. I'm here with a video on a few foods that I think that you should know that you should probably avoid. Most of you are well aware of the basics of healthy eating and what's good and what's not, but maybe you've hit a plateau in your nutrition. I know some of my clients have come to me about, every 4 to 6 weeks they might come to me and be like, I've lost weight, I've lost several pounds, I felt better after the first month of changing my lifestyle, but I've kind of stopped seeing results. In that case, I want you to consider these things that I'm about to talk about and certain foods to avoid. There are 4 foods that you may not know you are eating, or maybe you do know you're eating them, but you're not sure the bad effects that they have on you. So I'm going to go over those things. The first one is alcohol. So it's not really a food, but it's definitely something that you need to consider and monitor how often you drink. Also, what are you drinking when you do go out to the bar, or maybe you're just out at a restaurant and order a drink? How often do you do that? I think people take the whole 1 glass of wine that's good for your heart to the extreme. So you want to make sure you're limiting your alcohol consumption, and it's different for everybody. Right now, just kind of go through and see how often you're drinking. If it's once a week, then that's probably fine. If it's more than 3 times a week, maybe you can cut it back to 2 times a week. And look for those occasions that you really do want to indulge in alcohol, and if you do, then plan for it. Also, the types of alcohol that you are consuming. What happens is alcohol is basically it's a carb. It's a carbohydrate. So on those days that you're drinking alcohol, try to limit the other carbohydrates that you're eating. Drink plenty of water leading up to the time that you're going to start drinking, and then of course drink water as you're drinking. Preferably something clear like vodka with lime or and water. And stick with liquor rather than beer. If you're going to have beer or wine, try to limit your intake to 1, maybe every 45 minutes to an hour. Also, what alcohol does is it will make you feel like a hangover for obviously the next day, or sometimes you just don't feel the greatest the next day. It dehydrates you, so you want to make sure you're loading up on water, but it also, because you're in a state of dehydration, it makes any sugar or sodium that you eat during the time that you're drinking alcohol, it just kind of magnifies the effect that it has on your body. So that's why you wake up feeling swollen, bloated, not good, you have a headache or so. So it does have prolonged effects, and it is poisoning your body. So limit the frequency that you are drinking. The second thing is vegetable or soybean oil. You'll find these in processed foods all the time. So anything boxed, packaged in plastic or in paper or whatever, in the center aisles of the grocery store. Usually, we say to go around the outer perimeters, or the outer perimeter of the store. That's usually where you can find the safest, healthiest foods. So the stuff that's in the packages often will have soybean or any kind of vegetable oil, especially the word hydrogenated. That indicates that it has trans fats. Even if it says it has 0 grams of trans fats, the FDA does not regulate it up to, I want to say 1 gram of trans fat, maybe even a little bit more than that per serving. Now again, that's per serving, so if you eat more than 1 serving, you're getting more trans fats than you think for sure. Trans fat is like poison to your body. It's really, really bad. So you want to limit that stuff. Think like coffee creamers, protein bars. Some of these things that you might think, even if it's like sugar-free or fat-free, you just want to really limit that. So if you've been hitting that plateau and you still have some of those things in your diet, consider passing on those and try to limit that for a week and see how you feel, see if you make any leeway. The third thing is any kind of gluten or wheat products. I'm not 100% against wheat by any means, but it's not to say that some people, even if you don't have celiac disease, which means you're severely allergic to gluten, you may have a gluten allergy. That's something personally I found out that I had a gluten allergy, and since then I've really tried to limit my wheat intake in even like organic wheat or 100% whole wheat. I've tried to limit that, and I have felt better. So if you are going to eat wheat, just make sure it's organic. Make sure you are actually eating wheat and you're not eating something that's like half wheat flour and half unbleached white flour or bleached white flour. That's the other thing, is you want to avoid any kind of white flour or sugar. Often they go hand in hand. You'll know, maybe you've been experiencing some effects like bloating, gas, headaches. If you are retaining water a lot, often those are indications that you have an allergy to gluten. So try just going like a few days to a week without it in your diet. Again, read the nutrition labels and make sure it doesn't have it in there. And if you feel better, then maybe that's the case. Maybe that's a good thing that you found that out. The last thing that you need to be aware of is your juices. So juice is kind of one of those things that people think that they're doing well and they're eating healthy because they're drinking juice. You just need to be careful on how much juice and what kind. So you don't want to pick a juice that is actually full of artificial ingredients, and hardly ever are they really just 100% pure juice, unless you find it somewhere in like the healthy gluten-free aisle, or like somewhere like Sprouts or Trader Joe's or Market Street, or what's the other one? Whole Foods. Anyways, you want to just make sure you stick with the standards of portion control. If you do drink like a glass of juice a day or something, that substitutes as one of your fruits, and make sure it's just the organic 100% juice. This is great if you're fasting. On the days that you're fasting, obviously you can have a little bit more of that, but again, stick with the 100% juice. Just make sure there's no additives or extra ingredients. And other than that, guys, I hope that these 4 foods that you should try to avoid, I hope this helps you. Please let me know your questions, and if you have specific comments on any of these that I've mentioned, or you want more information, also check me out on Instagram at AmberMichelleFit with 2 L's. My website is ambermichellefit.com. All right, thanks guys. Peace.